Good afternoon or evening, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Twins. You will notice that I'm a man short today. he's Luckily for him, he's gone to America for the week, so I'm just going to do a quick, well, hardly any review really, because we were talking about the internationals last week mainly, and I'd like to talk with Steve about that. But there's no impending matches anyway, so there's no kind of like next week will be plenty of time to do that. But yeah, just in short, Steve's over in America. He's been in Miami and he's in New York currently. He actually posted this picture to me just to kind of prove to the viewers, not to me, just to viewers, that he's actually where he says he is. He's That's called Clover Park. He said it's the pre-season training ground for the Mets. Which is the TV sports, obviously. He's been to quite a few New York's Mets games, and so he's having a ball over there while I'm over here doing talking to a camera after work. But anyway, my day will come, as they say. So let's just get stuck in right into the quick review that I'm going to have, and I'm going to put the review and preview all in one now, because it's not going to be, as I say, it's going to be a quick review. So as I was saying, Ireland played last weekend. We're not going to go through that now. The international stuff, we'll leave that to next week. We're going to have a special kind of review of that alone, kind of a standalone episode. So let's go ahead with that. And it's all about Ireland here, so I'm not even discussing anything else internationally. So we'll just go through it that right. In MMA, we saw Marlon Vera lose to Cody Sanhagen. My brother got that right. I got it wrong. I felt like Chio didn't really show up fully, but that's one of those things. Although Cody, I have to give him credit in the sense that he's seemed to be one step ahead all the time. But yeah, Cheeto normally absorbs more hits than he gives, but he normally gets forward when he gets into the fight. But I think Cody kind of kept it to a sort of a points fight, just enough that Cheeto didn't bite down his gum shield to actually charge forward, which he needed to do. But yeah, just skipping on from that, I'm going to go straight to the rugby. And Munster had a bad old defeat there last week, like 28-0 down at half time against the Glasgow Warriors, Glasgow Rex. And I watched the game myself, and Munster rallied back well in the second half. If I have to give my opinion on it, I thought Jack Crowley looked a lot better at number 10 than Joey Carberry. I feel like Joey's still struggling with confidence or something else like that. Personally, I'd go for Jack myself this weekend, but we'll talk about that as we go. Ulster beat the Bulls, and Leinster drew with the Stormers. I watched the Leinster game against the Stormers as well. Again, having to come back from behind. Everyone on the Irish team seemed to do it this weekend. But yeah, so at the end of it, it was Leinster 22 apiece with Stormers. Ulster beat the Bulls 32-23, and Munster ended up losing 38-26. But they managed to get the bonus point for themselves, or the 4 tries, I should say, in the second half. They did manage to get the bonus point because they were that little bit away. But or else they did. Sorry, I'll have to check that up. So not sure on that one. I need to make sure my research, don't I? Also in the football, the GAA, there was the last league fixtures for this weekend. So obviously we'll be previewing those, and I'm going to just hop straight into those now as we talk. Okay, and this is previewing now. I'm going away from the reviews because we're finished with those. And that was the quickest review we'll ever do, just over 4 minutes. But within the league this week now, you've got Sligo playing Wicklow in the Division 4 promotion playoff final, if you like. Fermanagh playing Cavan in Division 3. Dublin are playing Derry in Division 2. And in Division 1 you've got Mayo against Galway. Just to point out as well, with the league this year, it's so close to the championship, it seems to kind of have gone a little bit differently. But I will say one thing, it's quite nice to see and refreshing to see 3 Connacht teams up at the top of the table there in Division 1. I've never seen that before, and I think Roscommon look good this year, and it's just yeah, it's always good to see new teams and keep things somewhat interesting with the competition. Um, because otherwise you're going to end up with just Dublin or Kerry or Tyrone, the odd North team, like, and Cork a few times in Galway. But it's nice to get more. Let's hope with Mayo can get in there someday soon, and it's not going to be too long of a wait longer, because yeah, it seems mad to me that they haven't won in All Ireland, because they've been one of the most consistent teams in Ireland since I've been watching Gaelic. So yeah, maybe a league title will be a good stepping stone for them and Paul McStay, the new management team. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on all those, and we'll be reviewing them next week. Also with hurling as well, within the Division 1 you've got Limerick and Kilkenny playing it off. Division 2A you've got Kildare and Offaly. We lost out to that this year, Kerry, so unfortunately. You've got Meath and Donegal in the Division 2B playoff, Roscommon and Armagh 3A playoff, and Cavan and Leitrim in 3B. We're going down quite a bit there now, but just to mention them all, it's I come from a small parish myself, and it was never worse than, like, you'd hear the big things about the big teams and all the rest, and nothing about small teams. So just to give you a mention and a shout out, and the best of luck to everyone there. If I had to guess, I want to guess, and I'm going to say Cavan, Roscommon, Meath and Offaly to win those games, along with Limerick. Why not? Right, moving on, we're looking at football, or as we like to say here, soccer. And this weekend I just wanted a quick mention on the fixtures, the upcoming fixtures. Just the big ones really. We have to mention Steve's Everton. They're playing Tottenham this weekend at home, so hopefully they can get some points there. Although probably a bad time to get him after Conte being sacked, but maybe not. Let's see. Everton at home under Sean Dyche, you gotta fancy him to get something every time really. So hopefully they can do that. Other games, we've got Man City against Liverpool on Saturday, 12:30, so that should be fun. Sneaking suspicion Liverpool are going to show up to that one somehow and actually win. I don't know why, but get that feeling about it. It's not beyond the realms of possibility either, obviously, but I just kind of have a feeling Liverpool start to show up, and they kind of need to these days. Bayern are playing Dortmund in Germany, by the way, on Saturday, and Sunday we've got Newcastle against Man United, should be a good one, and Napoli against AC Milan. So just around Europe there, you've got one game in Italy, 3 in England and 1 in Germany. They're kind of my picks for the week. Yeah, if anything else crazy happens, we'll be sure to let you know. Other than that, then we've got the Champions Cup this weekend. We've got Leinster against Ulster. So you fancy Leinster, but who knows? Ulster, last time I saw Ulster playing Leinster at home, they nearly took them, so I wouldn't exactly write that one down and straight off yet. And the Sharks are playing Munster, or should I say, being from Munster men, we're playing Sharks away. Going to be a difficult one, isn't it? Yeah. Knockout rounds after last weekend's game. Yeah. It would be just like Munster, though. I was listening to Alan Quinlan earlier. It would be just like Munster after they have a bad defeat in the league to actually come up and show up in the Champions Cup to have a huge win. So yeah, let's see. Keep an eye on that anyway, for sure. And now, just to end the video, I want to mention that excuse me, that I'm going to preview the Rugby Sevens, because it's the first time it's been on since we've started the channel. So the idea, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to be covering the sevens, first time mentioned, and obviously I'm going to be covering these on my own time. That's kind of why I'm wearing the rugby jacket, the Lions jacket, just to kind of represent a bit of rugby here. But this is for the sevens. I'm going to cover it, and it takes place this weekend in Hong Kong, and next weekend it's taking place in Singapore. So we're going to have a couple of weeks in a row here for me to try and figure out what kind of way I'm going to do this, what way is going to work best. But it's the first time I'm going to be doing it, so I'm going to try and to stream live as well with a couple of games, maybe some knockout games towards the Sunday or whatever, and yeah, I'm going to review it after. But I'd like to, as I say, get a couple of live feeds in there, and maybe we can get some bit of a community going, so you can have a chat with me and tell me what I'm watching. And either way, anyway, I'm going to be learning about the game, learning who's playing it. I know a couple of them at the minute, you know, the obvious guys from Ireland, but nothing. I've got lots to do, you know. I can't just keep going with the likes of Conway and things like that. We need to broaden our horizon. So I'll be watching that, and I will be reviewing that after the weekend regardless. And I'll probably have a bit more of a preview next weekend because, as I say, it's kind of going to be. Before I used to watch it casually, so I'd be dipping in and out, but now I'm going to watch whole competitions. So I'm going to try and have better kind of I suppose opinion on it. Let's say. Alright, that's 11 minutes. That's a review and a preview done in one video, so that'll be us for this week. And until over the weekend, I guess, when I'm going live, I'll talk to you all, and take care of yourselves, and God bless, and he'll be back soon. So don't worry, you won't have to put up with me on my own for much longer. Take care, everyone.